Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to those here and also connecting online. So let's settle into our evening with our meditation. Having established a comfortable sitting position, aligning our body with some degree of symmetry, balance, poise, helping to enable an inner mindful presence. Our eyes gently closed, helping to bring our awareness within, and having our initial deep, relaxing, letting go breath. A nice deep breath sends a signal to our brain to release endorphins to soothe the muscles, tendons, tissue of our body. And the outgoing breath is also a psychological symbol of letting go. So breathing out, letting go of issues, worries, concerns, ways of the world, concerns of self, roles and responsibilities, giving our brain mind a break from being caught up in thoughts, thoughts about what has been, thoughts about what might be, and just tuning into the present moment, this place and point of existence, the present. Meditation is practicing being present, developing a conscious clarity, a here, now, knowing awareness. A calm, objective, receptive, attentive knowing. And before bringing mindful awareness to our breath, our reference point for the present, we can firstly bring awareness to our senses. That idea of coming to our senses, both literally and metaphorically. So bringing awareness into our body, sensing, feeling our body sitting here, feeling grounded, settled, centered, present, feeling our body sitting, and beginning with the sense of touch, noticing some touch points, sense of touch, feeling our feet touching the floor, and being mindful, attentive of that, feeling the feet connecting, touching the floor. Not thinking, but feeling that felt, tactile sensation, feet connecting with the floor. And bringing our awareness up to then sense and feel the touch of our body connecting with the chair or the cushion or the meditation stool. Mindful awareness of that particular contact sensation. The chair, the cushion, the stool, feeling that. And bringing our awareness up to our hands and fingers resting in our lap, making sure they feel comfortable, adjusting them if we need to. Feeling the contact sensation of hands and fingers. Maybe one hand resting in the other. Sensation of warmth or coolness, softness, sensation of our skin, or even touching the fabric of our clothes. Just noticing, sensing, feeling. And then bringing our awareness up further to our face, noticing our face. Another area of sensation, sensitivity, noticing our face. maybe even feeling the air connecting with our face. Then from the sense of touch, moving awareness to the sense of sight and seeing as we perceive some degree of light coming in through the closed eyelids, some degree of lightness or brightness or color or patterning or just a blankness. Simply seeing. Then from the sense of sight and seeing, moving awareness to the sense of sounds and hearing. Auditory experience, the experience of audition, hearing, some sounds from in this room, maybe a few sounds from outside the room, not thinking about the sound, but simply hearing, listening, different tone, pitch, volume, different layers and levels of sound, all occurring on the background of silence, just listening. And the last two physical senses, sense of smell and taste, noticing any aroma, fragrance, scent in the room here. Noticing any residue, taste, flavors in the mouth, smell and taste. Just noticing. Then the last sense being the mental sense, the sixth sense, the mind, the mental sense of any thoughts that might occur in the mind, where all thoughts occur as a mental image that we see, a mental sound or voice that we hear. So thoughts are just a mental sight, mental sound that we can notice, but not have to get caught into, caught up with, caught out by. Even being aware, objective to a thought. Developing this mindful, receptive, objective knowing, mindful knowing of the flowing of experience in the present. 5 physical senses, any thoughts that occur, just noticing, being calmly aware, helping the mind not get caught up in clinging or condemning, reacting or resisting, denying or distracting, but simply being aware, being present with what is, pure and simple. At ease in the present moment. And particularly taking up as our primary or main focus for the meditation, the sense of touch, with the touch of the breath at our nose, nostril area, bringing mindfulness to that place to feel the natural inflow, feeling the natural outflow of each breath, letting the body find its own natural rhythm and process of breathing. Exercising attention, developing mental collectedness, concentration, inner calm and composure. Just noticing each breath in each present moment. In the background, a few sounds, maybe some degree of light perceived through the closed eyelids. Might be a few thoughts that come and go, but we don't need to get caught into them. Just simply noticing each breath, sitting, being, breathing, knowing, enabling this calm alertness, mindful presence, peace and contentment in the present. Please help yourself to some tea and biscuits if you wish. God, can I get you to maybe turn the urn down or even turn it off? Sure, thanks. So here we are. Here we are at this time, and the date of this time being 3 weeks into July, which means the year is half over, half gone, finished. How does that feel? Already, the year's half gone. It's over half gone. It's all relative as to how it feels in terms of how we have experienced the months of the year so far, and also what we may have planned or expect for the next half of the year. But the reality is that time has passed since the beginning of the year. Time is passing, and it's a Buddhist reflection, a spiritual reflection, to be aware of the passage and passing of time. In fact, there's a one of the 10 reflections for a spiritual practitioner which I first came across when I was a young Buddhist monk in Sydney. And in the meditation hall, there was typed out, back in the days before computers, it was typed out and then framed and put on the wall the 10 reflections of one gone forth into spiritual practice. And one of the reflections, and even though this was typed out in English, but I now know the Pali, the Buddhist words for the reflection. And in Pali, the Pali language, it goes Gatam buddhassa mera tindiva viti badanti chi papajitena abinhang pachawekitabang, which translates as, the days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? This should be reflected upon by a spiritual practitioner. So the days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? This should be reflected upon. So something that I think it's good for anybody, everybody to reflect upon the passing of time, the passage of time, to check in. How are we using our time? Are we using our time well, our precious time? Because the two most precious assets, the two most precious elements of life, our life, anyone's life, everyone's life in being alive, are time and energy. So at that basic fundamental domain, sure, there's other things that may be precious to us, important for us, but at that fundamental domain, two most precious assets are time and energy. What is life but time and energy? Life is just the manifestation of energy through time. Everything is energy. This body is energy manifesting. The mind is energy. Everything is just energy spinning at a certain frequency. But of course, there's energy that comes in, energy goes out, in and out. These inputs and outputs of energy through time. And there comes a time when for this life, there's no more time. And it may also be because there's no more energy. Finish. And the blessing or blight of human life is that we generally, not always, don't know how much time we have left. Sometimes people do, but generally we don't. So we live with that uncertainty, and hence, hopefully, not to be dismissed or distracted from or in denial of that reality, so that we can be attentive to how we are using our precious time and energy in our life, as our life, for our life. It's sad when we may caught up with, in a sense of regret, remorse for how we have wasted our precious time and energy. If only I had been more attentive or more caring or more helpful or more thoughtful or more whatever. So regret, which maybe doesn't help. It becomes a waste of time and energy being caught up in regret. Unless you can make some changes, significant changes. Okay, no more am I going to waste my time and energy on that or on this or getting caught up in it. Hence the reflection to consider, well, how well am I using my precious time and energy in my life? And certainly appreciating, given the uncertainty that we live with and the fact that we do only have limited time and energy, these resources are limited, particularly in the context of this life form, to then consider, well, what am I directing my time and energy towards? What am I directing my life towards? What am I devoting or even dedicating my life towards? Have you ever thought of that? As a general, so what is my life directed towards? What am I devoting my time, energy towards? Am I engaging in my life? What's the focus? Sometimes we might consider, okay, the focus for this year is this year we're devoted to getting this done, or we're achieving this, fulfilling this, getting this sorted. Okay, that's fine. So we have the sort of the reflections for the year, maybe even for the season. Okay, for winter, we're going to be focusing on this, dedicating time, energy to this particular project. Maybe for the month, okay, this is the month of doing this, or even for the week. This week we're focusing on this, maybe even for the day. Today, the main project is to get this done, get this sorted, get this fixed up, go there. Or even into the hour. This is what we're doing for the hour. This is what we're doing for the 30 minutes, meditation, as we've just done. But to even have a bit more of that global sense with regards to our life, what have I been directing and devoting my life towards? Is that helpful, wholesome, skillful, worthwhile, meaningful, fulfilling, healthy, worthwhile, or not? And given that where I'm at in my life, um, and even that's a general thing, how much life do we have to live? Be wonderful if we can say, well, yes, I'm going to live to be in my 90s. Therefore, I'm at this point in my life now, um, and can go, this is what I'm going to do with that amount of time. But again, we don't know. We don't know. So it becomes important here, important and imperative to go, yes, in terms of running the business of my life, managing the business of running my life, I need to be really careful about how I am spending time and energy. Those two important resources. So the business of running my life is in the black and not in the red, not becoming a time energy bankrupt, and so that we're on track. And there may be something that is our main focus. My life is dedicated and devoted towards a main focus, which might be happiness, or it might be health, or it might be um, relationship, or some sort of work project. Or it could be something a little bit more, we could say, esoteric or spiritual. My life is devoted towards the realization of truth and freedom. So from a Buddhist sense, that one's life is directed and devoted towards the realization of truth, freedom, enlightenment, which according to the Buddha would be the best way to make use of a human life. Sure, there's along the way, there's education, getting educated, growing up, getting educated, and um, having a job if you're not a Buddhist monastic, maybe having a family, but it's all aligned to realizing truth and freedom as the main thing, which becomes another reflection in terms of, what is the main thing? What is the main thing? What's the main thing in my life? What is the main thing for my life? What is the main thing as my life? And of course, as they say, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. That's the main thing. Main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing and not get caught up in the minor things, which is very easy for us to do. We get distracted from the main thing into the minor things. Why do we do that? Even if we know what the main thing is, we get distracted into the minor things, which may be because it's easy, or because pleasure, Freud's pleasure principle. Yes, human beings get caught into the pleasure principle. If it's pleasant, if it's pleasurable, it's attractive, then that's where we tend to go. Um, to some degree, maybe out of obligation, out of duty, um, feeling that we need to do that for someone or for the family. I got distracted from the main thing because I needed to get caught up with that because I felt responsible. Unless maybe that was the main thing, that the main thing was to be responsible for fulfilling something. But otherwise, it can be really helpful to see, are we being remiss to ourself and our life and our precious time and energy by being caught up in the minor things? And another day goes by. Oh, another week's gone by. Oh, another month's gone by. Oh, another season's gone by. Oh, another year's gone by. Oh, another decade's gone by. Oh my goodness, another year, another life's gone by. Oh, well, there's always next life. Back again.
So we're on the same list.
Back to kindergarten again. Back to the sandpit. So it's our responsibility to both ask ourselves these questions and also to realize what is the reality that in terms of what we are focusing on, what we are being connected with, and also what is the main thing for us, and to be on track, to be aligned. Because if we know that the most important thing for me is this is the main thing, this is what I want to develop my life towards, but I'm not doing that, then why am I not doing that? Why can I not get back on track? Or even if it's just, I don't want to think about it, don't want to think about it, don't want to talk about it. But that can lead to an inner angst, distress, even depression, because one's being isn't aligned with what is important for the doing. Stress happens when our being isn't aligned with doing. We're not in flow, in sync, in harmony. And I think that if we were to have, well, the main thing is to live and align to truth, to reality, to freedom, what we could call Dharma, Buddhist word Dhamma, which means the truth of things, the way of things, the natural law of things. So what the Buddha taught, what made him the Buddha was he realized the truth of things, became enlightened through letting go of greed, anger, and ignorance, mind becoming liberated from illusion, delusion, confusion, and ego-centeredness, and then spent the next 45 years teaching how to live aligned to truth, spiritual practice, fundamentally the practice trinity of meditation, morality, and wisdom. So being aligned to that, and that can be our alignment as well, because ultimately, what does it bring? Well, it brings ease, it brings happiness, it reduces stress and suffering, it reduces self-centeredness. So aligning to truth, being truth, being the Dhamma. And that means that as well, whatever we do, in terms of just regular life, mundane life, worldly life, which we are involved in, even people that take up a spiritual practice, spiritual life as a monastic, let's say, they're still involved in mundane things. Get up, wash your face, go to the toilet, do some stretching, yes, meditation, sweeping and cleaning and eating and so forth, and washing robes, washing clothes. It's all just the things of daily life, speaking, connecting, organizing things, but it's done with mindfulness. It's done with a direction and a devotion and a dedication to realizing truth, realizing freedom. So in a way, it's not so much then what we do, but how we do it, the intention behind it. This is done in the service of developing a calm, clear mind as I sweep the leaves, as I take out the garbage bin, as I talk to somebody, as I do the shopping. So spiritual life, it doesn't necessarily need to be a life lived in a monastery or an ashram or a dojo or zendo or a spiritual community. It's the life that you're living, but it's with the right mindset, the right view, the right approach. So that simple things, they become spiritual practice, spiritual life. Simple. When I was practiced being a Buddhist monk for 11 years, and to the point that I got to the point where I thought, well, do I need to be a Buddhist monk? And up until that point, I needed to be a Buddhist monk using the form and the routines and the rules and the having teachers and guidance and so forth. But then I realized that I'd got to a point in my practice, in my mind, heart, where I didn't need the structures. It was now within me. It wasn't just an external structure to hold me. Otherwise, I'd sort of wouldn't practice properly. And I thought, okay, so at this point now, I don't need to use the form of Buddhist monastic life. The practice continues, but it can continue in a broader context of life in the world, not necessarily wearing a monk's robe. And I came across a quote from it's actually a Hindu guru teacher, and it's saying there's two sorts of yogis. There's exposed yogis and secret yogis. The exposed yogis are those that wear a robe, shaven head, wear a robe. You see, oh, that's a yogi, that's a spiritual practitioner. Then there's the secret ones, just wear regular clothes, see them out filling up the petrol, shopping, whatever. They're a yogi, but you can't tell. They're not wearing the uniform. So I thought, oh, I've been exposed for the last 10, 11 years. I think I'll be a secret yogi. So being in the world and being a spiritual practitioner without the need to have the wrappings and trappings and the signs and symbols, playing symbols, if you're Hare Krishna, but that sense of being in the world and connecting and sharing with people as the practice. And that's what the practice is. It's about doing the practice, being mindful, being present, being wise, being caring and attentive. And that's also how we share and connect with others, being a wise and responsible human being. It's a great teaching to others, great sharing with others. It's what the world needs, more mindful, wise, caring people, whether you wear a robe or not. Still got the shaven head. That's because the hair doesn't grow. So give that some thought for yourself. So what is my life developed and devoted and directed towards? What is my focus, or what is the main thing? And apart from, yes, the main thing is to keep the main thing, but what is the main thing? And bring that to mind and see if you are then aligned to that, or if you need to sort of put more energy, more time, energy into that, because the time energy is going to other things.
Wasting time.
Wasting time and energy. So not just time management, but energy management as well. Oh, yes, meditation is so important. Yes. Oh, I'm too tired, or oh, I don't have the time. So any thoughts or questions, reflections for yourself with this? What is the main thing for you, Anton?
Death reflection.
Death reflection?
Death reflection.
Okay.
That clears the mind.
Mm.
And you really know what's important.
Mm.
You get a sense of urgency
Mm.
because you really know that maybe tomorrow is too late.
That's right.
And you really have to do it right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you can't wait 5 years or something. You have to do it right now.
Mm.
If you have a strong death reflection, get a clear mind, you get maybe also concentration and so on. You might get some wisdom too.
Yeah.
But you get urgency. And with that, you might do retreats and you might go deeper into it. And well, the aim should be liberation.
In the moment. Not
Right
next
now.
moment, this moment. There is only this moment. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so maranasati, marana meaning death, and sati, mindfulness, so mindfulness of death. Yeah, well, the teachers say, die before you die. Let go of being caught up in self and ego and egocentricness. Die before you die.
That sounds like something Ajahn Chah would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much.
Well, Ajahn Chah would say, to his monks, if you've come here, then you've come here to die.
Yeah.
Oh. I think I might go now. So it's dying to ignorance and confusion, dying to greed and anger, so that then what is left is reality and understanding, peace and freedom. Any other thoughts or questions? And
I think it's difficult to get people to follow when we're brought up in society where you should always have a goal. Otherwise, you're not achieving something. The next step, the next step, the next step. Like a sister I've got who's always worrying and says to me, because she knows I can. But there must be some meaning for me that, I've got some purpose. I must have a purpose that's sort of a solid, a solid concept purpose rather than just how you're going to
Live your life.
Yeah, it's moving from those conventional goals and purposes and to more of that psycho-spiritual meaning and purpose and goals, which may become more realistic, particularly as time becomes short and energy becomes short, and the things that we can do with these bodies becomes less. So it becomes, okay, now is the time for the inner work, the inner goals, realizing inner freedom.
I think it's hard too for people to understand if your purpose is peace of mind, that's not a purpose for a lot of people, or the way to find it through practice. If you get that when you get your new car or your new dress or something like that. And so to have, that's the purpose. It's not easy to explain.
Yeah.
To people. I'm not saying that was your purpose, that gentleman's purpose.
Yeah, Bob's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we get sold this idea that if you get this, if you get one of those, you'll be happy. And then we get it and we, I'm not happy. I was happy for 5 minutes. You need a bigger one.
That's what happens. Then you have to have bigger and better projects.
Or a smaller one, or a red one, or a faster one, or a younger one.
It's true. Yeah.
Ajahn Buddhadasa, who is not alive anymore, he was a contemporary of Ajahn Chah, and I find his teachings are quite wonderful and simple, but also profound, very much like Ajahn Chah. And one of his talks, which is printed up, is called Hunger and Happiness. People mistake happiness for the hunger that they have. There's this underlying hunger for this or for that, or the next thing, or the bigger thing, or the whatever. They think when they get that, they're going to be happy. But that happiness that they do have is really just the quenching of the hunger for a while. And then the hunger comes back, for again and again and again. So he points out it's realizing what real happiness is, which is more the happiness of contentment, the happiness of freedom, the happiness of peace, which is an unconditioned happiness, not happiness that comes from a conditioned object that is in time and that will be less than, or that will sort of fade away, or that will break, or will become superseded, or that will become bored with. So it's realizing what real happiness is, unconditional happiness, which is the happiness of the Buddha, sort of enlightenment. So this Sunday we have the Vassa retreat period starting, a 3-month period of retreat that generally monastics observe staying in one place. And so I share this period with people to observe the Vassa retreat period, the 3 months to 12 weeks, with 4 monthly retreat days on the Sunday, so half-day retreats. So there's many people have already registered to come along. There's still space if you do want to come along. And the theme for the retreat this year is the 10 ways to well-being. I've sent out some course notes about that to those that have already registered. So some people will come to all 4 Sundays, others to whatever Sundays they can. The sessions will be recorded so that if you can't make it on Sunday, you can still have a look at what the retreat looked at. And if you can't come to the Sundays but still want to be involved, then send me an email so you can get the retreat notes, 10 ways to well-being. And also during the Thursday sessions, we'll sort of be debriefing and looking at some of the qualities in more detail that we are looking at on the retreat, because the retreat time is limited, and so we'll have a bit more time to get into these practices and activities and understandings on the Thursday evenings as well, the 10 ways to well-being. So thanks for coming out tonight. See some of you on Sunday, and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.